Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and gives this video a thumbs up. Susie Evans left Bachelor in Paradise after rejecting Justin Glaze's rose. Susie had a date with Jeremy Simon before causing problems for Justin and Lexi Young. After her left, Jeremy persuaded producers to allow him call her. He asked her to return to the show. She answered no, but he can't stop thinking about her. Jeremy has made it apparent to everyone but Bailey that he wants another opportunity with Susie. Susie Evans met Justin Glaze after her relationship with Clayton Echard ended. He was a contestant in Katie Thurston's Bachelorette season. Susie and Justin began as friends, but their sentiments soon turned love. They played coy for months before revealing they were dating. They split up after a year together. Justin and Susie were sighted together again a few months later, although they never announced they were back together. They acknowledged on Bachelor in Paradise that they had a brief reconciliation in secret. Susie and Justin split up again in January 2025. A few months later, they both traveled to Costa Rica for Season 10 of Bachelor in Paradise. He arrived first and met Lexi Young from Joey Grazieda's Bachelor season. However, Lexi was unsure whether Justin was over Susie and was unwilling to invest. Of course, that was Susie's cue to arrive at the beach. Susie and Justin had resolved their relationship and were ready to move on with other people. But by that moment, Justin was no longer convinced about his relationship with Lexi. When it came time to give away his rose, he attempted to give it to Susie so she could stay on the show. She declined the rose since she did not want to step on Lexi's toes. Justin, Susie, and Lexi left the program following the dramatic rose ceremony. When Bailey Brown discovers that Jeremy Simon is still longing for Susie, things will not be going well on Bachelor in Paradise. Jeremy confided in Brian about his emotions for Susie. Viewers are eager for Brian to reveal the news to Bailey. The preview for the next episode suggests that Brian ultimately tells Bailey. But some Bachelor in Paradise fans believe a previous clip hinted at Susie Evans' return to the beach. There has been no official confirmation that Susie Evans would return to Bachelor in Paradise, but it could be a well-kept secret. Do you believe she returns? When Susie Evans walked away from the rose ceremony in Paradise, her bare feet brushing against the warm sand, there was a finality in her step. She didn't look back at Justin Glaze, whose outstretched hand holding the rose trembled slightly with rejection and the weight of things unspoken. She didn't glance at Lexi Young either, whose breath hitched as she watched the complicated triangle dissolve before her eyes. Susie had made her decision. She would not accept Justin's rose, not because she didn't care for him anymore, but because she did. She respected Lexi too much, and herself even more. And in that moment, walking away felt like the most powerful thing she could do. What she hadn't anticipated was the way her departure would ripple across Paradise like a thunderclap, scattering certainty and stirring buried emotions in the hearts of others, especially Jeremy Simon. Susie had been in Paradise for only a short while, but her connection with Jeremy had been electric. Their date had been spontaneous, full of laughter and the kind of ease that suggested something deeper beneath the surface. Though it hadn't led to a declaration of love, the impression she left on Jeremy was undeniable. Jeremy had stayed behind, the image of Susie burned into his mind like a sunset you can't quite forget. After the rose ceremony chaos, he pulled producers aside, his voice barely hiding his urgency. "I just need 5 minutes. Just a phone call. I know she's gone, but I need to talk to her." They pushed back, as they always do, citing show structure, fairness, logistics, but Jeremy, with the stubborn sincerity that made fans swoon, didn't relent. Eventually, a compromise was made. He could make a single call, no cameras, no promises. When she picked up, her voice was soft and surprised. "Jeremy? I know this is out of nowhere," he said, pacing near the tide, far from the others. "But I can't stop thinking about you." The date, the conversations. I didn't realize how much it meant until you were gone. There was a pause. Jeremy, that means a lot. Really. But I left for a reason. It was messy, with Justin and Lexi. I don't want to get dragged back into the drama. I'm not asking for that. I just wanted to know if you'd ever consider giving this a real shot. Outside of cameras. Outside of paradise. Her sigh was long and hesitant. I need time, Jeremy. I don't think I'm ready. But thank you for calling. Click. It wasn't a no that crushed, but it wasn't a yes either. And yet, Jeremy couldn't let go. Days passed. Bailey Brown, bubbly and sweet, had taken an interest in him, and they shared a casual, growing bond. She laughed at his jokes, reached for his hand during the bonfire, and leaned into his shoulder during their morning coffees. But Jeremy's heart wasn't in it, not fully. He tried. He really did. But every conversation with Bailey made him feel like he was betraying something unspoken between himself and Susie. Brian, ever the confidant and chaos enabler, noticed first. You're really hung up on her, huh? He asked one evening, as they cleaned up after another beach group dinner. The stars shimmered above, indifferent to their mortal entanglements. Jeremy didn't deny it. Yeah. I didn't expect it. But she stuck with me. The way she looked at me on that date, it wasn't just a fling. Brian raised an eyebrow. And you've told Bailey this? Jeremy looked away. Not exactly. Which was a problem. Because Bailey, for all her sweetness, wasn't naive. She'd been burned before, in Joey's season, and then again when she tried to pursue someone else in paradise only to find herself caught in another triangle. With Jeremy, she'd felt safe, steady. He'd seemed genuine. But lately, his attention had waned. The way his eyes wandered during conversations, the forced smiles, the hesitation whenever someone mentioned Susie's name, Bailey wasn't blind to it. And then there was the preview clip. As viewers watched the most recent episode end in a cliffhanger, the trailer for next week promised fireworks. Brian sitting with Bailey on the beach, nervously fidgeting with his water bottle. Her face going pale, then pink with anger. A voiceover from Jesse Palmer, when truths come out, everything changes. Fans speculated wildly. Did Bailey confront Jeremy? Was Susie returning? Was Justin coming back for a second chance? Thanks for watching. If you likes this video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and do not miss any update.